The Me of Today, The Me of the Future. Published by Audiobooks Journal YouTube channel. Who is this book for? This book is for anyone who refuses to settle for an average life. It's for the dreamers who know they are meant for more, for the fighters who want to rise above their struggles, and for the doers who are ready to take action today to build a better tomorrow. It's for the person who wakes up knowing there's untapped potential inside, but doesn't yet know how to unlock it. It's for those who want to change their habits, transform their mindset, and design a future that excites them. If you're hungry for growth, if you're ready to stop making excuses, and if you believe deep down that the you of today can create a powerful you of the future, then this book was written for you. Chapter 1. Believe in yourself. Discover your power. Believing in yourself is the foundation of everything great you will ever achieve in life. Without self-belief, the strongest ideas collapse, the brightest dreams fade, and the greatest opportunities slip away. With self-belief, however, you can transform even the smallest spark into a blazing fire. It is not arrogance. It is not about thinking you are better than others. It is about knowing that you carry inside you a unique strength, a unique gift, and a unique story that can change your life and possibly the world. Think about it for a moment. Every person who has ever created something extraordinary had one thing in common. They believed in themselves before anyone else did. The world often doubts dreamers. Society loves to point out limits, risks, and failures. Friends or family may even laugh at your ambitions. But the voice that matters the most is your own. If you can stand in front of the mirror and say, "I believe in me," you are already halfway to success. Self-belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, you may feel weak, uncertain, or even scared. That is normal. Nobody is born fearless. But when you choose to trust yourself, even in small ways, you build confidence brick by brick. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, each time you step outside your comfort zone, each time you silence the inner critic and take action anyway, you grow more powerful. Discovering your power begins with awareness. Ask yourself, what are my strengths? What have I achieved so far, no matter how small? Where have I proven myself in the past? Too often, we only focus on what we lack. We compare ourselves to others, forgetting that everyone is on a different path. The truth is, you have already overcome countless challenges in life. You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Recognizing this truth is the first step toward unlocking your hidden potential. Believing in yourself also means silencing the lies of fear. Fear will whisper that you are not smart enough, not talented enough, not ready yet. Fear will convince you to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect version of yourself. But the perfect moment never comes. The only moment you have is now. If you wait until you feel fully ready, you will wait forever. Belief means acting even while afraid, because courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Your power lies not in what others give you, but in what you claim for yourself. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for someone to discover you, promote you, or save you. Your life is in your hands. When you take responsibility for your journey, you stop being a victim and start being the creator of your own destiny. This shift is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Think of the many stories of people who started with nothing but a dream. Entrepreneurs who built empires after being rejected dozens of times. Athletes who rose after being told they were not good enough. Artists who were laughed at before their work changed culture. Their secret was not luck or privilege. Their secret was belief. They refused to give up on themselves, even when the world gave them every reason to. Believing in yourself also requires persistence. There will be days when you fail. There will be days when you question everything. On those days, self-belief is not about feeling unstoppable. It is about refusing to quit. It is about saying, "I will try again. I will learn. I will grow. I will not stop here." Every failure is simply feedback. Every obstacle is training. Every setback is preparation for a bigger comeback. Your inner power grows when you learn to turn challenges into fuel. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of saying, "This is the end," say, "This is the beginning of something new." Perspective changes everything. Life will always test you, but those tests are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal how strong you really are. To discover your power, you must also surround yourself with belief. Be careful who you listen to. If you spend your time with people who doubt themselves and doubt you, their negativity will poison your mindset. Seek out people who lift you up, who remind you of your potential, who see greatness in you even when you forget it yourself. Build an environment where belief is the default, not the exception. Another key to self-belief is action. You cannot think your way into confidence. You must act. Every small step you take builds proof that you can trust yourself. Start with something manageable. Finish a project you have been delaying. Speak up in a meeting. Share your ideas. Take a risk. Each time you act, you gather evidence that you are capable. Over time, that evidence becomes unshakable belief. Remember, self-belief is not about knowing the future, it is about knowing yourself. You will not always know the path ahead. You will not always have certainty, but you can always choose to trust that you have the strength to figure it out as you go. That faith in yourself is what gives you the courage to step into the unknown. Believing in yourself is also about vision. See the person you want to become, not just the person you are now. Visualize the future version of yourself who is strong, successful, and fulfilled. Then live each day as if you are already that person. Speak like them, think like them, act like them. The more you align with that vision, the faster you will grow into it. Discovering your power also means embracing your uniqueness. Stop trying to be a copy of someone else. The world does not need another version of them. It needs the one and only version of you. Your voice, your perspective, your experiences, your creativity, these are your superpowers. When you embrace them fully, you stop competing and start creating. The journey of self-belief is lifelong. There will always be new challenges, new doubts, new fears. But the more you practice belief, the faster you will rise each time. One day, you will look back and realize that the person who once hesitated has become the person who inspires others. Your story will become proof to someone else that believing in yourself is worth it. So let this chapter be a reminder. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are powerful. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission. You already have everything you need to begin. Believe in yourself today, and you will unlock doors you never thought possible tomorrow. The me of today, the me of the future, it all begins with belief. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It really helps me create more content for you. Thank you. Chapter 2. Change your thoughts. Change your life. Your life is a mirror of your thoughts. What you consistently think about, you eventually become. If you fill your mind with doubt, fear, and negativity, then your path will be clouded with obstacles you create for yourself. But if you choose to fill your mind with confidence, hope, and belief, then suddenly the world looks different. Opportunities appear where there once were none, and you begin to step into a version of yourself that you never thought possible. This is the undeniable truth. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. Most people underestimate the power of their inner dialogue. They believe thoughts are harmless, just random patterns passing through the brain. But nothing could be further from the truth. Thoughts are seeds, and every seed you plant in the soil of your mind has the potential to grow into your reality. If you keep planting seeds of "I can't," "I'm not enough," or "I'll never make it," then don't be surprised when you harvest a life that reflects those same limitations. The weeds of doubt take over if you let them, but if you intentionally plant seeds of belief, statements like "I can," "I will," and "I am capable," you will harvest abundance, progress, and growth. The way you think influences the way you feel, and the way you feel influences the actions you take. Imagine waking up every morning with the thought, "I'm powerless, I have no control." That thought shapes your emotions into hopelessness and discouragement. In that state, you're unlikely to take meaningful action, and the results will only reinforce your belief that life is unfair and stacked against you. But flip the script. Imagine waking up and saying, "Today is mine to shape. I have power. I will create progress." That thought ignites emotions like determination and energy. With those emotions, you'll take bold steps, and those steps will lead to results that prove your belief was right. It's a cycle, and it all starts with thought. The greatest leaders, inventors, and visionaries throughout history had one thing in common. They controlled the direction of their thoughts. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, but his mindset was never, "I'm a failure." Instead, his thoughts were, "I've discovered another way that doesn't work." That shift in perspective kept him moving until success was inevitable. The difference between people who achieve greatness and those who remain stuck is not intelligence or luck. It is thought. One group thinks in terms of possibilities, while the other thinks in terms of limitations. You must become the guardian of your mind. Every day, thousands of thoughts will try to invade your mental space, some from your past experiences, some from the people around you, and some from the culture you consume. If you don't consciously filter them, negativity will seep in and dominate. Start asking yourself, is this thought empowering me, or is it weakening me? If it weakens you, reject it. If it empowers you, repeat it, nurture it, and let it grow. One practical way to begin changing your thoughts is through the practice of reframing. Reframing is taking the same situation and choosing to see it from a different perspective. Suppose you face a setback, such as losing a job. One way of thinking is, "I'm worthless. No one will hire me." That thought will paralyze you. Another way of thinking is, "This is my chance to reinvent myself, to find something better suited for my skills and passion." That thought pushes you into action. The event is the same, but your thought changes the story, and the story determines the outcome. Another powerful tool is affirmations. People often dismiss affirmations as cheesy, but science shows that repeated positive statements can rewire your brain. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's vividly imagined and what's real. So when you repeatedly affirm, "I am strong, I am worthy, I am capable," your subconscious begins to accept it as truth, and your actions align with that belief. Athletes, performers, and entrepreneurs all use affirmations to program their minds for success. If you're not speaking life into your future, you're letting the default negativity of the world program you instead. Visualization is another key practice. Your brain responds powerfully to images. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself succeeding, standing on a stage, launching a business, achieving financial freedom, you're rehearsing success in your mind. The more vividly you see it, the more familiar it feels, and the more your actions naturally align to make it real. Champions don't just train their bodies, they train their minds to see victory before it happens. Of course, changing your thoughts is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what empowers you rather than what defeats you. Life will bring challenges, failures, and setbacks. That's inevitable. But in every situation, you have the power to decide what story you tell yourself about it. That story becomes your reality. For example, two people may go through the same difficulty, like starting a business that doesn't succeed. One tells themselves, "I'm terrible at this, I'll never try again." The other says, "That was my training ground. I've learned lessons that will make my next attempt unstoppable." Guess which one will eventually succeed? Let's be clear. This is not easy work. Your current thought patterns have been shaped over years, even decades. They may come from your upbringing, your environment, or past failures. But just because they've been there for a long time doesn't mean they're permanent. Every day is an opportunity to practice new thinking. Every day you choose to replace a negative thought with a positive one, you're strengthening a new pathway in your brain. Over time, that becomes your default. Think about your future. Who do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? That future self is being built right now by the thoughts you allow into your mind today. If you want to become confident, wealthy, and fulfilled, you must first think like someone who is confident, wealthy, and fulfilled. Act as if you are already that person in your mind, and your reality will catch up. This is not delusion, it is alignment. You are aligning your present thoughts with your desired future. One exercise you can start immediately is writing down your dominant thoughts at the end of each day. Ask yourself, what did I believe about myself today? Were my thoughts lifting me up or pulling me down? Then, write down the thoughts you wish to believe. I am capable of success. I am resilient. I am growing every day. Over time, this practice reshapes your internal dialogue. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is also crucial. If the people around you are constantly negative, that energy seeps into your thoughts. Choose to spend more time with those who encourage you, inspire you, and challenge you to grow. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to speakers who fuel your belief. Your environment matters because it constantly feeds your mind. Remember, your life does not change by accident. It changes when you change your thoughts. The person you are today is the result of yesterday's thinking. The person you will be tomorrow depends on the thoughts you choose today. You hold the steering wheel of your life, and your thoughts are the hands that guide it. So what will you choose? Will you allow fear and doubt to dominate, keeping you stuck in cycles of frustration? Or will you choose belief, courage, and positivity, opening the door to growth and success? The choice is always yours, and the moment you decide to change your thoughts, your life begins to transform. Change is possible. Growth is inevitable when you plant the right seeds. From this moment on, commit to being intentional with your thoughts. Guard them, nurture them, and direct them toward the future you want. Because the truth will never change. Change your thoughts, change your life. Chapter 3. Master your habits. Master your destiny. Your destiny is not written in the stars. It is written in the choices you make every single day. And those choices, repeated again and again, form habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They determine whether you rise or fall, succeed or fail, thrive or struggle. If you want to change your future, don't wait for luck, don't wait for a miracle, and don't wait for someone else to come and save you. Take control of your habits, because once you master your habits, you master your destiny. Think about it for a moment. The person you are today is nothing more than the sum of your repeated actions, the things you do daily without even thinking about them. Your health is the result of your eating and exercise habits. Your finances are the result of your spending and saving habits. Your relationships are the result of your communication and connection habits. Every area of your life is shaped by habits, good ones or bad ones. The question is, are your habits carrying you toward the life you want? Or are they keeping you trapped in the life you don't? Small habits seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they shape everything. Consider a plane flying across the country. If the pilot shifts the nose of the plane just a few degrees, no one will notice at first. But by the time the plane reaches its destination, that tiny shift has taken it hundreds of miles off course. Your habits work the same way. A small daily choice, repeated for months or years, will lead you to a destination you may or may not want. A donut every morning doesn't ruin your health today, but years of that habit leads to weight gain and disease. Reading 10 pages of a book each night doesn't transform your knowledge instantly, but years of that habit will make you wiser and more prepared than most people ever become. Small habits create massive outcomes. The challenge is that habits often run on autopilot. Most of the time you don't even think about them. You brush your teeth, check your phone, reach for snacks, watch TV, or procrastinate without conscious choice. That's why mastering your habits requires awareness first. You cannot change what you are not aware of. Begin by observing yourself honestly. Keep track of your daily actions from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. What are the patterns? Which ones move you closer to your goals, and which ones silently sabotage your progress? Awareness is the starting point of transformation. Once you identify your habits, the next step is to replace the ones that hold you back with habits that move you forward. You don't break a bad habit by simply telling yourself, "I'll stop." Nature hates a vacuum. If you remove a habit without replacing it, your brain will fill the gap with something else, often just as destructive. The secret is substitution. Replace mindless scrolling with 10 minutes of journaling. Replace late-night snacking with drinking water or preparing for tomorrow. Replace complaining with gratitude. Every time you replace a negative habit with a positive one, you're rewriting the script of your destiny. Building powerful habits requires consistency, not intensity. Many people start strong and burn out quickly. They want to run 10 miles on day 1 or read 5 books in a week. But real transformation happens through small, repeated steps. The key is to start small and build momentum. Want to exercise? Start with 10 minutes a day. Want to save money? Start by putting away a small amount each week. Want to build confidence? Start by speaking up once in conversations. Over time, those small consistent actions compound into extraordinary results. One of the most effective ways to master habits is through the principle of identity. Instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," start saying, "I am a runner." Instead of saying, "I want to eat healthier," say, "I am the kind of person who takes care of my body." When you link your habits to your identity, they become more powerful. Every time you take action, you cast a vote for the type of person you want to become. If you want to master your destiny, build an identity around your desired future and let your habits be the proof of who you are becoming. Your environment also plays a huge role in your habits. Willpower alone is not enough. If you want to build better habits, design your environment to support them. If you want to eat healthier, keep nutritious food within reach and remove junk food from your home. If you want to read more, keep books where you can see them instead of hiding them on a shelf. If you want to spend less time on your phone, leave it in another room when working. Don't rely solely on discipline. Make success easier by shaping your surroundings. Accountability is another powerful tool. Share your goals with someone who will hold you to your word. Surround yourself with people who live the habits you want to build. If you want to become fit, spend time with people who value exercise. If you want to become financially disciplined, learn from people who are smart with money. Habits are contagious. If you spend your time with people who push you forward, you'll naturally rise to their level. Let's also acknowledge that setbacks will happen. You will slip up. You will miss a workout, overspend, or fall back into an old pattern. But mastery doesn't mean perfection. Mastery means resilience. When you fall, you get back up quickly. One bad day doesn't ruin your progress, but giving up does. Learn to forgive yourself, reset, and start again. The power is in persistence. The great achievers of history were not born extraordinary. They simply mastered extraordinary habits. Athletes who dominate their sport are not more talented. They train with discipline every single day. Entrepreneurs who build massive businesses are not always the smartest. They build consistent habits of risk-taking, learning, and adapting. Artists, leaders, and visionaries all rise on the back of habits. If you want to master your destiny, do not chase luck. Chase habits. Think about the destiny you desire. Do you want health, wealth, love, and fulfillment? Then ask yourself, what habits does that future version of you live by? Begin living them today. Your future is not some distant mystery waiting to be discovered. Your future is being created right now with the choices you repeat daily. Here's a practical exercise. Write down the 3 most important goals of your life. Then, for each goal, write down the daily habits that will lead to it. If your goal is financial freedom, habits like saving a portion of your income, investing, and continually learning about money management will get you there. If your goal is a healthy body, habits like regular exercise, eating nutritious food, and sleeping well are non-negotiable. If your goal is deeper relationships, habits like active listening, showing appreciation, and spending quality time matter most. Your goals mean nothing without habits to back them up. Remember this: motivation may get you started, but habits keep you going. On the days you don't feel like working out, your habit will push you. On the days you don't feel like showing up, your habit will carry you. Habits create consistency, and consistency creates results. You are not trapped by your past habits. At any moment, you can decide to change the patterns of your life. Yes, it takes effort. Yes, it takes time. But the reward is freedom. Freedom to live the life you were meant to live. Freedom to create the destiny that belongs to you, not the one imposed by old patterns. So master your habits, protect them fiercely, build them intentionally, because in the end, your habits will either be the chains that hold you down or the wings that lift you up. And the moment you decide to take control of them, You take control of your destiny. Master your habits, master your destiny. Chapter 4. Be brave, take smart risks. Life rewards the brave, not the hesitant. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every extraordinary story begins with a moment of courage, a decision to step outside of the safe and predictable and into the unknown. But courage without wisdom is recklessness. Success is not about taking every risk. It is about taking smart risks, calculated, thoughtful, and purposeful actions that move you closer to your goals. To live the life you dream of, you must learn to balance bravery with intelligence, daring with preparation, boldness with strategy. Think about the people you admire most, the leaders, innovators, and pioneers who changed the world. Did they stay within the boundaries of comfort? Did they wait for perfect certainty before acting? No. They stepped into uncertainty with vision and determination. But here is the key. They didn't leap blindly. They understood the risks, prepared themselves, and acted with clarity. That is what separates the successful from the reckless. The first step to taking smart risks is overcoming fear. Fear is natural. It's your mind's way of protecting you from danger. But most of the fears that hold you back are not life-threatening. They are illusions built from self-doubt, rejection, and failure. Fear whispers, "What if it doesn't work?" Courage asks, "But what if it does?" Fear is loud, but it doesn't have to be in control. Brave people feel fear and act anyway. They acknowledge the risk, but choose to move forward because they know growth lives outside of the comfort zone. Taking smart risks starts with clarity of vision. You need to know where you're going and why. If your goal is vague, you will stumble blindly. If your vision is strong, every risk becomes a step toward it. Ask yourself, what do I want most? What kind of life do I want to create? When your why is powerful, it gives you the fuel to face uncertainty with courage. A strong vision transforms risk from something terrifying into something necessary and worthwhile. Once you have vision, the next step is preparation. Smart risks are not taken in ignorance. They are built on knowledge, research, and planning. Imagine you want to start a business. Jumping in blindly because you are excited is reckless. But studying your industry, understanding your market, learning from mentors, and then stepping forward with courage, that is smart. Preparation doesn't eliminate risk, but it reduces unnecessary danger. It equips you with tools to face challenges. Another part of taking smart risks is assessing the worst-case scenario. Many people exaggerate the dangers in their minds. They think one mistake will end everything. But when you honestly ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? You often realize it's not as bad as you feared. Most risks don't end in disaster. They end in lessons, growth, and new opportunities. Once you understand the downside, you can prepare for it, accept it, and then move forward with more confidence. At the same time, don't forget to imagine the best-case scenario. What if your idea works? What if your effort pays off? What if the door you're afraid to knock on opens to a life-changing opportunity? Too often, people let fear of failure overshadow the possibility of success. Smart risk-takers keep both sides in view, but they choose to focus on the potential reward. That shift in perspective fuels courage. One of the secrets to successful risk-taking is starting small. You don't need to bet everything at once. You can take incremental risks that build your confidence and momentum. For example, if you want to become a speaker, don't start by addressing thousands of people. Start by sharing your message with a small group, then a larger one, then bigger stages. Each step prepares you for the next. Smart risk-takers understand that success is a ladder, not a leap. But let's also be honest. Smart risks still require bold action. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be complete certainty. Waiting until everything is safe and guaranteed is the same as waiting forever. Courage is deciding to act in spite of imperfection. You don't need every answer before you start. You need enough clarity to move and the willingness to learn along the way. Failure is part of the process. Every smart risk carries the possibility of failure. But failure is not the end. It is information. It is feedback. It is redirection. The most successful people in history failed many times, but each failure taught them something that ultimately led to success. If you are unwilling to risk failure, you are also unwilling to achieve greatness. Brave people do not see failure as defeat. They see it as tuition for the school of success. Your environment plays a role in your courage as well. Surround yourself with people who encourage boldness, not those who feed your fear. If you spend time with people who play small, you will be tempted to do the same. But if you surround yourself with dreamers, doers, and risk-takers, their energy will inspire you to be braver. Find mentors who have taken smart risks and learn from their experience. Courage grows stronger when it is shared. Smart risks also require listening to your intuition. Logic and analysis are vital, but there are moments when your gut knows what your mind cannot yet explain. Many breakthroughs in business, science, and art came because someone listened to that inner voice. Intuition doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means paying attention to signals, patterns, and instincts that point you in the right direction. Combined with preparation, intuition can guide you toward opportunities others overlook. Another key is resilience. Taking risks means facing setbacks, criticism, and resistance. Not everyone will support your decisions. Some will doubt you, some will laugh at you, and some will try to pull you back into safety. But courage is not about pleasing everyone. It is about staying true to your vision. Resilience is what allows you to keep moving forward, even when others don't understand. Let's bring this to life with examples. Imagine someone stuck in a job they hate but afraid to leave. A reckless risk would be quitting immediately without any plan. A smart risk would be building skills, saving money, creating opportunities, and then stepping into a new path with preparation and courage. Imagine someone who dreams of writing a book. A reckless risk would be abandoning everything overnight to chase the dream without discipline. A smart risk would be committing daily time to write, seeking feedback, and steadily working until the book is complete. Success comes from courage paired with strategy. Practical steps can help you practice taking smart risks. Start by writing down an area of your life where you've been playing too safe. Then brainstorm one small, calculated risk you could take today. It might be making a phone call, starting a conversation, applying for a new opportunity, or sharing your work publicly. Take that step. Feel the fear, but act anyway, then repeat. Over time, risk-taking becomes a muscle, and the more you use it, the stronger it grows. Here's another powerful exercise. List 3 risks you regret not taking in the past. Maybe it was not starting a project, not pursuing a relationship, or not seizing an opportunity. Notice how those missed chances feel heavier than the risks you did take. Missed opportunities often hurt more than failure. Use that realization as motivation to choose bravery today. Life is too short to live in the prison of safety. Safety may keep you comfortable, but it will never make you extraordinary. The path to greatness is paved with courage, with moments when you said yes to uncertainty and trusted yourself enough to try. Smart risks will not eliminate fear, but they will give you the chance to live fully, to expand, to create, and to achieve what others only dream about. So be brave. Take smart risks. Step into the unknown with vision, preparation, and resilience. Refuse to let fear decide your future. Your destiny is waiting, but it will not come to you in the safety of the familiar. You must go to it boldly and wisely. Your future self will thank you for every risk you dared to take. Chapter 5. Connect with the right people. Multiply your success. Success is never a solo journey. Behind every story of greatness, there are relationships, partnerships, and networks that played a crucial role. No one climbs the mountain of success alone. The truth is, the people you surround yourself with have the power to shape your thinking, influence your decisions, and accelerate or hinder your growth. If you want to multiply your success, you must learn to connect with the right people, the ones who uplift, challenge, and inspire you to reach your highest potential. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. You can have all the determination in the world, but if you constantly surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and small thinking, it will slowly drain your energy and confidence. On the other hand, if you place yourself among dreamers, doers, and achievers, their energy will fuel your ambition, and their example will raise your standards. The saying is true: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look closely at your circle. Are they pulling you forward or holding you back? The first step in connecting with the right people is knowing who they are. The right people are not just successful, they are aligned with your values and your vision. They are people who believe in growth, who celebrate progress, who push through challenges, and who bring out the best in you. Sometimes they are mentors who guide you with wisdom. Sometimes they are peers who walk beside you on the same journey. Sometimes they are role models you may never meet in person, but whose work inspires you to aim higher. What matters most is that they expand your perspective instead of shrinking it. But connecting with the right people doesn't happen by accident. You must be intentional. Opportunities to build powerful connections are everywhere, but you have to be willing to step out, introduce yourself, and create them. Attend events, join communities, participate in conversations where people with vision gather. Don't wait for the right people to come to you. Go to them. Success loves initiative, and relationships grow when you take the first step. Another key principle is giving before you expect to receive. Too many people approach relationships with a mindset of taking, "What can this person do for me?" But the most powerful connections are built on contribution. Ask yourself instead, how can I add value to this person's life? How can I support their journey? When you give generously, whether it's encouragement, resources, knowledge, or simply genuine care, you create trust and respect. That is the foundation of lasting and fruitful connections. Building the right network also requires vulnerability. Don't pretend you have it all figured out. Share your goals, your struggles, and your dreams honestly. When you are authentic, you attract people who resonate with your true self, not with a mask. Vulnerability builds deeper bonds, and it invites collaboration. People are more willing to help and support you when they can relate to your humanity. But let's not forget the importance of boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to your time and energy. There are people who will drain you, discourage you, or try to limit your growth because your success reminds them of their own fears. It is not cruel to distance yourself from them. It is necessary. If someone consistently pulls you down, it doesn't matter how long you've known them. Protecting your future requires making tough choices. Surround yourself with those who ignite your fire, not those who extinguish it. Mentorship is one of the most powerful forms of connecting with the right people. A mentor is someone who has walked the path ahead of you, who knows the challenges and shortcuts, who can save you years of trial and error. But finding a mentor is not about asking for free handouts. It is about building a relationship of respect. Study their work, show initiative, demonstrate your seriousness, and then seek guidance with humility. Great mentors are drawn to students who are committed and willing to put in the effort. Peers are equally important. While mentors guide you, peers walk alongside you. These are the people who are chasing their dreams, just like you, who understand the struggles, the doubts, and the victories of the journey. Together, you can push each other, hold each other accountable, and celebrate each other's wins. A strong peer group creates momentum because it reminds you that you're not alone. Role models, too, shape your path. Even if you never meet them, studying their stories, habits, and mindsets can expand your vision of what's possible. When you immerse yourself in the lives of those who have achieved greatness, their lessons become your guideposts. Their courage becomes your inspiration. Role models remind you that your dreams are not impossible. They are simply waiting for your commitment. One of the mistakes people make is thinking that networking is just about collecting contacts. But true connection is deeper than exchanging business cards or following someone online. It's about building real relationships based on trust, respect, and shared purpose. Quantity is not the goal, quality is. A few genuine, aligned relationships will take you further than 100 superficial ones. Remember that connecting with the right people is also about becoming the right person yourself. You cannot expect to attract ambitious, growth-oriented individuals if you are not working on your own growth. Be the kind of person others want to connect with. Show up with integrity, positivity, and a strong work ethic. Be reliable, be consistent, be inspiring. When you focus on becoming your best self, the right people naturally gravitate toward you. Another powerful aspect of connecting with the right people is collaboration. Alone, you can go fast. Together, you can go far. When you join forces with others who share your vision, you multiply your resources, creativity, and impact. Collaboration allows you to achieve more than you ever could alone. It opens doors to opportunities you could never create on your own. Many of the world's most successful ventures were born not from individual effort, but from partnerships built on trust and shared ambition. Of course, building powerful connections requires patience. Relationships don't grow overnight. They require consistency, communication, and genuine care. You must invest time, check in, and nurture the bond. Don't reach out only when you need something. Be present in their journey as well. Over time, these connections become unshakable sources of support and opportunity. Let's illustrate this with an example. Imagine two people with equal talent and ambition. One isolates himself, trying to do everything alone. The other actively builds connections with mentors, peers, and role models. Who do you think will move faster? The second person, without a doubt. Not because they are more talented, but because they have multiplied their strength through relationships. Success is a team sport, and the right people are your greatest advantage. Here's a practical exercise. Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Then ask yourself, are they helping me grow, or are they keeping me the same? Do they inspire me, challenge me, and push me toward my goals? Or do they hold me back with negativity and fear? Once you see the truth, take action. Spend more time with those who elevate you, and less with those who limit you. Another exercise, list 3 people you admire in your field or in life. Study their journey, learn from their example, and if possible, reach out to them. Even if they never respond, the act of learning from them will raise your standards. If they do respond, you have begun building a powerful connection. At the end of the day, success is not just about what you know, but about who you know and who knows you. The right people will open doors you never knew existed. They will speak your name in rooms you have not yet entered. They will push you when you feel weak and remind you of your strength when you forget it. They will multiply your success beyond what you could achieve alone. So be intentional. Be brave enough to let go of relationships that limit you. Be humble enough to seek mentors. Be generous enough to give without expecting immediate returns. And above all, be committed to becoming the kind of person who lifts others as you climb. Connect with the right people, and you will discover that success is not a lonely mountain to conquer. It is a journey of shared victories, multiplied growth, and expanded possibilities. Your future is waiting, and the right people are the key to unlocking it. Chapter 6. Stay hungry, keep growing. The moment you stop growing is the moment you begin to decline. Life is not meant to be lived in stagnation. Growth is the essence of human potential, and hunger, the desire to keep learning, striving, and achieving, is the fuel that keeps you moving forward. If you want to live a meaningful and fulfilling life, you must embrace the mindset of always staying hungry, always seeking more, and never settling for less than your best. Staying hungry does not mean being ungrateful for what you already have. Gratitude and hunger are not opposites, they are partners. You can be deeply thankful for your progress while still striving for more. Gratitude keeps you grounded, hunger keeps you growing. When these two forces work together, you become unstoppable. Think about some of the most successful and influential people in history. They never allowed themselves to get too comfortable. Even after achieving great things, they always asked, "What's next? How can I grow further? How can I contribute more?" This insatiable curiosity and determination is what separates extraordinary people from the rest. They know that success is not a final destination, but an ongoing journey. Staying hungry is about having a vision that pulls you forward. It means waking up each day with a fire in your soul, ready to pursue your goals with energy and focus. Without hunger, you drift. You become complacent, comfortable, and eventually stuck. But with hunger, you remain alive, alert, and always in motion towards something greater. One of the greatest dangers to your growth is comfort. Comfort whispers in your ear, telling you that you've done enough, that you can slow down, that you don't need to push anymore. But comfort is a trap. The moment you settle into it, you stop stretching, and when you stop stretching, you stop living to your potential. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. To stay hungry, you must continuously step into places that challenge you, that make you uncomfortable, that demand more from you than you think you can give. Hunger also requires humility. To keep growing, you must be willing to admit that you don't know everything, that there is always more to learn, that someone else may have a perspective or skill you can benefit from. Arrogance kills growth. The moment you think you've arrived, you stop learning. Humility keeps you open, curious, and teachable, and it ensures that you keep expanding your mind and capabilities. Another vital part of staying hungry is setting new goals. Achieving a goal is not the end. It is simply a milestone on the journey. Once you reach it, celebrate it, appreciate it, but then look forward. Ask yourself, what's the next level? How can I push further? How can I contribute in a bigger way? Goals give your hunger direction, and each one you pursue takes you closer to your fullest potential. But hunger is not just about achieving external success. It is also about growing internally. It's about developing your character, deepening your wisdom, strengthening your discipline, and expanding your heart. True growth is not just about what you achieve on the outside, but also about who you become on the inside. Stay hungry to be kinder, more resilient, more courageous, more compassionate. That kind of growth will make your life richer in ways no external success can. Failure plays an important role in staying hungry. If you fear failure, you will never take the risks required to grow. But if you see failure as feedback, as a teacher, as a stepping stone, then every setback becomes fuel for your hunger. Each mistake shows you what to improve. Each challenge makes you stronger. Each obstacle sharpens your determination. The hungry mind does not run from failure. It embraces it as part of the growth process. Hunger is also fueled by curiosity. The world is full of knowledge, experiences, and opportunities waiting to be explored. Stay curious, ask questions, read books, listen to new perspectives, travel if you can, learn new skills. Curiosity keeps your hunger alive because it constantly shows you how much more there is to discover. The more curious you are, the more you realize that growth has no limits. Surrounding yourself with other hungry people is another way to keep your fire alive. Hunger is contagious. When you are around people who are driven, ambitious, and constantly pushing themselves, their energy rubs off on you. On the other hand, if you spend too much time with people who are content with mediocrity, who complain instead of act, your hunger will slowly fade. Choose your environment wisely, because it will either feed your hunger or starve it. Staying hungry also requires discipline. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you going when the excitement fades. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up every day, putting in the work, and keeping your commitments to yourself. Hunger without discipline burns out quickly. Hunger with discipline turns into unstoppable momentum. One of the most powerful ways to fuel your hunger is by reminding yourself of your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? What drives you deep inside? When your purpose is clear, your hunger never dies. You might get tired, you might face setbacks, but your purpose will reignite your fire again and again. Purpose gives meaning to your hunger and turns it into a lifelong commitment to growth. Let's take a practical example. Imagine an athlete who wins a championship. For many people, that would be enough. They would relax, celebrate, and settle into comfort. But the truly great athletes, the ones we admire, don't stop there. They stay hungry. They return to training, push their limits, and ask, how can I get even better? That's why they dominate year after year. Their hunger doesn't end with one victory, it grows stronger. Now, think about your own life. Where have you allowed comfort to take over? Where have you stopped pushing? Where have you told yourself that this is enough, even though deep down you know you are capable of more? Staying hungry means refusing to accept mediocrity in any area of your life. It means refusing to settle when you know there is another level within you. Here's an exercise. Write down 3 areas of your life where you want to grow. Then, under each one, write the next step you can take to move forward. Not 10 steps, just one. Then commit to taking that step today. Hunger is fed through action, not intention. The more steps you take, the more your hunger grows, and the more momentum you build. Another way to stay hungry is to visualize your future self. Imagine the person you could become if you fully committed to growth. Picture what your life would look like, how you would feel, the impact you would make. Hold that vision in your mind every day and let it pull you forward. When you see what's possible, your hunger to get there intensifies. It's also important to celebrate progress along the way. Hunger without joy can lead to burnout. Take time to appreciate how far you've come, the lessons you've learned, the growth you've achieved. Gratitude fuels hunger because it reminds you that every step matters, and it gives you the energy to keep going. Ultimately, staying hungry and keeping growing is about committing to a lifetime of expansion. There is no finish line. No matter how much you achieve, there is always another level. No matter how much you learn, there is always more knowledge. No matter how much you contribute, there is always a bigger impact to make. Life is limitless for the hungry soul. So, make the decision today. Never settle, never stop, never allow comfort to rob you of your potential. Stay hungry for knowledge, for growth, for contribution, for excellence. Keep climbing, keep learning, keep becoming more. The me of today is only the beginning. The me of the future is waiting to be discovered, and the bridge between the two is hunger. Stay hungry, keep growing, and watch as your life transforms beyond anything you once thought possible. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It really helps me create more content for you. Thank you.